Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K15 Universe. I'm Jitch. You're watching NXT. We've got a very eventful NXT coming your way here tonight. First time face-off, kicking things off, AJ Lee up against Emma. Following this, we got our first EYS match of Season 5. And then in our main event tonight, the NXT Championship is on the line. Rey Mysterio and Rob Van Dam one-on-one. That's all I really have to say. So now we have to wait.
And approaching the ring from Melbourne, Australia, Emma.
Well, Emma is very quirky and strange, crazy. But is she potentially a future NXT Women's Champion? Well, obviously we don't have a lot of matches weekly here on NXT, so pretty much every time we're going to see Summer Rae on NXT, she's going to be defending her NXT Women's Championship. And for a lot of the old guard superstars like AJ Lee, unfortunately, we've seen Summer Rae time and time again prove that she can overcome them. But some of these newer women that have come here, you know, Emma, Naomi, Cameron, Tamina, there's some new potential challenges afoot for the NXT Women's Championship, and that could end up being something that derails Summer Rae's seemingly unstoppable momentum. Here tonight I noticed that AJ Lee is without Tamina, which I'm kind of surprised by. It felt like that was someone she was going to have in her corner pretty much any opportunity she got. Start things off with a tie-up on the mat. Very quick tie-up between these two. I would have figured that Emma was a little more laid back than this, but I guess this is a huge opportunity here. AJ Lee is a former Divas champion and an NXT Women's champion. And, you know, if we were to see someone hung up in the ropes like Emma just was in our main event, that could be the calling sign for the 619. Rey Mysterio against Rob Van Dam, a match I did not expect to see happen when Rob Van Dam made his return, but here we are. And obviously Sami Zayn has put his name in the hat. He said he wants a shot at the NXT Championship down the line. I think, listen, I like Sami Zayn a lot. I definitely think he's one of my favorites here on NXT, but I think he might be kind of jumping ahead a little bit, you know? I think Sami Zayn's got to pace himself. He's still very new here. I'd say if any of the newcomers on NXT deserve an NXT title shot in the near future, it's probably Adrian Neville. I don't think he's actually lost a match so far in NXT. I mean, he's only competed about 3 times, but if we're talking about specifically about new superstars, I think Adrian Neville, maybe Rusev. Rusev feels like he's a shoo-in for an NXT Championship opportunity in the near future. AJ once again setting Emma up in the ropes and doing nothing about it. Classic. An all-time favorite of mine. Oh, man! That's my Michael Cole impression. Please rate it. Yeah, she's pretty headstrong like that. AJ, center of the ring. Neck breaker. I would love to see AJ Lee as NXT Women's Champion again, honestly. I really would. I feel like it's something that we didn't get enough of. I do feel like AJ is greatly overlooked talent in the NXT Women's division. I feel like she was over on Raw and SmackDown. I feel like she's never really been given that big of a spotlight. Unfortunately, it feels like every time she gets an opportunity, because I'm not going to say she's never had an opportunity, that would just be a lie. But every time she gets that opportunity, it feels like, as nicely as I can phrase this, she kind of blows it for herself. She comes up on the short end of the stick. So maybe she isn't destined for this. I don't know. I hope maybe this season we can finally see a bigger and better future for AJ Lee.
And there's the reversal from AJ Lee.
Over the ropes, AJ Lee now suplexing Emma straight back into the ring. Interesting strategy there. Throws her out, throws her back in. And jawbreak. AJ and Emma really showing us what they've got here tonight. This is not a number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship, but I imagine the winner for this will probably be in a contenders match in the very near future. I would have to assume next week. Oh, sliced bread there by AJ. Hit that a little different to usual. Cover attempt here on Emma. And AJ not able to get the win. I thought that was going to be it. I was prepared to call out the end of the match right there. I would have been wrong. Emma now. I've never understood the point of this move. I'm going to be honest. You can't get a submission victory from it. I know every move is just to wear down your opponent, but I don't think you're getting a pinfall off of that. No. Not to put down Emma. She's a very talented wrestler. Overlooked talent in her own right, honestly, but no, that was just a very questionable move choice. That's all I'm trying to say here. Oh my, and here's the Black Widow. The finishing move of AJ Lee. Is it going to get a submission out of Emma, though? Yep, there it is. I don't know how the referee's going to see that, but Emma tapping out. And AJ one step closer to another opportunity at Summer Rae's NXT Women's Championship. The saga that never ends. Well, I would have to imagine a number one contenders match is right around the corner for AJ Lee. As I said before, the NXT Women's Championship is definitely due a defense. That could be the next match. I know people maybe are a little sick of Summer Rae and AJ Lee facing off, but hey, they're two of the best to do it, and they may be doing it again real soon. As we move on to our next match, JBL and Rick Rude in an EYS challenge. These dollars falling from the sky. This guy's ridiculous.
The contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from New York City, weighing 290 pounds, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Listen, for those of you not in attendance here tonight, I want to inform you don't have to worry. You're not missing out. Got a couple of these dollars. They got his face on them. They're not real. This guy's a liar. Can't even buy a reaction from the crowd. JBL making history here tonight with this EYS challenge, by the way. Every single time we've had an EYS... By the way, for those of you that don't know, because obviously there could be new viewers here in Season 5, EYS stands for Earn Your Spot. It is a concept I came up with where every month prior to a pay-per-view, we have a match where a top-ranked NXT superstar challenges the very bottom-ranked superstar from Raw SmackDown, their choice, in a match in which if they beat the SmackDown Raw superstar, they trade places. So obviously Rick Rude is on Raw, JBL is on NXT, they would trade places. Now what's interesting about this match and why I say this makes history is this is the first time ever that we've had an EYS challenge not involving the bottom-ranked superstar. Rick Rude is not the bottom-ranked superstar of Raw. But this is personal. We've actually never had this before. This is an EYS challenge with a background to it. This is a very historically significant EYS, even if you might be looking at a match between Rick Rude and JBL and going, why? This is actually a very significant match. Because back at the very beginning of this year, I think it was 2013, these two competed in a tag team EYS. Oh no, it was the very end of last year. That's right. Because Primetime Players very quickly got a tag title opportunity after beating them. And, sorry. I gotta let him say what he's gotta say.
What I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, ugly, inner city sweat hogs, keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show the ladies what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music.
JBL looking at Rick Rude with such disdain. But yeah, so at the end of the last year, 2012 that is, in this universe, not literally 2012, JBL and Rick Rude were both the bottom-ranked superstars of SmackDown, and the Primetime Players, they wanted to go up together. So they earned an EYS together. They challenged the bottom-ranked 2 superstars from SmackDown, which was Rude and JBL. Rude, I believe, got pinned in that tag team matchup, and JBL has blamed Rude for him being here on NXT ever since. JBL was very reluctant, refusing to compete on NXT in the early days of being here. He's been wanting to get off of here as soon as he got here, pretty much. And here tonight, he has that opportunity. Rick Rude, by the way, became one of the first people ever to very quickly go from being on NXT, from SmackDown to NXT to Raw, as he earned an EYS opportunity, and he defeated, I don't actually remember who now, but he beat, I believe it was a SmackDown superstar. I believe he beat Zack Ryder, maybe? That might have been it. And he ended up going back to SmackDown, and then he got drafted to Raw recently. And JBL really wants to be back on the brand that made him Monday Night Raw. The thing that I don't think JBL realizes is the general manager of Raw, who will remain unnamed from that time period, is no longer here and will not be coming back. So JBL's not going to be able to get that cheap, quick, rise to the top again. He's not going to have someone favoring him and pushing him to the moon, protecting him and giving him a WWE title opportunity and helping him win the WWE title. So I don't really think that JBL has thought this through, truth be told.
From the first time I saw Rick Rude back in the early 1980s,
I was in love with that man. My heart started pounding. Felt a lump in my throat. I went, wow. That's what Jerry Lawler was really going to say. JBL vicious here tonight. I mean, this really is a matter of, you are the reason I am on this brand, and now I'm going to take your place. So obviously, the thing that obviously, I'd imagine, rattled JBL more than anything, and the reason he laid down this challenge, is that Rick Rude very quickly got off of NXT, whilst JBL remained here. And JBL hates NXT. JBL hates NXT so much that he insisted he was going to get a WrestleMania match despite being on NXT. He just made his entrance. He just came out and, declared that he was going to have a match at WrestleMania. He did have one point, which is that he did main event the previous year's WrestleMania. He was the longest reigning WWE champion before The Rock beat his record. It's just that he also got shut down and beat by Booker T upon laying down that challenge. And I think he hopefully would have gotten humbled, you'd think, but no, not JBL. No way. I don't think this guy even knows what humble means. Oh, that was really close. I mean, truthfully, Rick Rude's not much of a humble superstar either. And obviously, the thing about the NXT crowd here tonight is you notice they're booing both men in this one. I don't think they really care for either of these two. But I mean, at least with Rick Rude here on NXT, we'll actually get someone who actively competes on this brand. Even if I don't think he should be competing here tonight. By the way, if JBL was to challenge the actual bottom rank guy on NXT, it would be R-Truth, who I believe came down to NXT, answering one of JBL's challenges at one point, and beat JBL. Well, I might be wrong about that. JBL might beat R-Truth. I don't really remember. But yeah, unfortunately, R-Truth is now the bottom rank guy over on Raw. Barring General Adnan, but he's not a wrestler.
Did you see that?
I do need to remove him from the ranks, truth be told.
You know what makes Rick
This match not exactly going at lightning speed right now, but
physical and mental level?
who does a slow, methodical pace benefit?
The move leaves his opposition out like a light. But then there's the embarrassment of having Rude gyrate his hips while you writhe in pain.
I don't want to hear Jerry Lawler talk about people gyrating their hips, I'm going to be honest.
He gets out of trouble there.
Kind of makes me feel a little sick. Anything that comes out of Jerry Lawler's mouth makes me feel a little sick, alright? It's disgusting.
We might be seeing the beginning of the
JBL with a neck breaker. That has been the beginning of the end for a lot of his matches in the past.
Can he score the
Goes in for the cover. And JBL has just left NXT. I don't think anyone is going to miss this guy.
Here is your winner, John Bradshaw.
JBL bit. Oh!
It's a big victory here tonight.
Folks, that may have been off camera, but JBL literally just spat on Rick Rude. Well, good riddance. Rick Rude may be back here in NXT, the first guy to leave NXT and come back to NXT in 2 EYS losses. But JBL storming out of here, and that is the last time we see this guy on NXT, hopefully forever. With that attitude, stay gone.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Championship. Making his way to the ring from San Diego, California, weighing 175 pounds, he is the NXT Champion, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, the NXT champion, coming out here tonight to defend that NXT title. I don't know if this is his first. I don't believe this is his first championship defense. I could be wrong about that. Rey Mysterio is set to defend this championship against Rob Van Dam here tonight. Van Dam, who was brought back by the insistence of Rey Mysterio, only for Van Dam to turn his back on him. Loving these attires, though. Didn't realize he had so many in this game. Well, he is a extremely talented superstar, no doubt about it. And I feel like NXT is a good fit for Rob Van Dam, to be honest. I feel like you know, the style of wrestling that you see here on NXT, I feel like he's someone that won't be taken for granted on this brand by any means, but I don't know, this just doesn't sit right with me, what Rob Van Dam did coming back here, using Rey Mysterio, and then turning against Rey Mysterio, saying he is hogging the spotlight from the future stars. He does disagree with Rey Mysterio's motives. It's like, Rob, what are you doing then? You know, obviously, Rob Van Dam, admittedly, he hasn't been around since season 1, but he's still somewhat of a veteran in this series at this point, considering he was in season 1. Let's come down here to NXT and be kind of just as bad. I mean, okay, Rey Mysterio's been active ever since season 1, whereas Rob Van Dam has never been around in 2, 3, 4. Sort of, but I don't know. I just personally don't like his approach here. Well, that's what it's all about. The NXT Championship. Rob Van Dam looking at Rey with real disdain. Rey, I don't know what's going through his mind right now. Seems like everyone's out to get Rey here on NXT. No one likes seeing this guy at the top. Even Sami Zayn had a little bit of a confrontation with Rey Mysterio after Zayn defeated Rob Van Dam. By the way, that was Sami Zayn's first ever victory here on NXT, which is why I think it's so crazy he's already saying he wants a shot at Rey. Oh, this one you can expect to get fairly heated. He still have a lot to prove here. By the way, in case anyone's ever curious why I don't... Because I know obviously I see at the start of the matches, I never change the momentum to like slow or fast. It doesn't... Like, the thing is, if I put it on fast, obviously they're going to spam finishes. If I put it on slow, it doesn't really make much of a difference, other than the finish of the match will probably stand a higher chance of being either a signature or just a random move. Because in this game, you can win off of signatures and things that aren't finishes sometimes. And basically, slow momentum just... I think it's more signatures. It stands a higher chance of them winning off of a signature move if I put it on slow. So that's why I don't. Unfortunately, in this game, they changed it so that it's momentum instead of experience. Because in the previous games, I think it was 13 when they first introduced it. Match experience, maybe it was 14 actually. It was one of the two. Match experience was basically like you put it on Epic and then you'd have like a really competitive match where they'd kick out of finishes. A little, like they stood a better chance, they took less damage, momentum went up slower. It made for bigger matches. That is one thing they removed in this that I don't really understand why they did. It might have just been that they didn't manage to carry it over. I don't know. I can't imagine. Obviously, I don't know. I just feel like of all the things that would be difficult to implement, that doesn't feel like it'd be the hardest. But I could be very wrong about that. I don't. Obviously, I don't know the first thing about making a game. Rob Van Dam getting very motivated here. Kick to the head. And you know, if Rob Van Dam beats Rey Mysterio tonight, this is his first championship win in this series. Rolling Thunder on Rey. Please don't let that be it. Okay, Rey Mysterio the kick out. This guy beat Big E to win the NXT Championship. The longest reigning NXT champion in history thus far. I mean, we've only had three. Two before Rey. Crucifix and we'll cover only a 2. Rob Van Dam really going in for the kill here tonight. Giving Rey Mysterio little to no breathing room.
Rey Mysterio reverses it.
And one thing that's been noteworthy about the first 2 NXT Championship reigns is they were filled with many defenses, and they were both very long reigns. We only had 2 championship reigns throughout a majority of the first season. I think Rey beat Big E. Was it this season? No, I don't think it was. I think it was... Wait. I think it was this season that Rey beat Big E. I don't think it was actually in season 4. Float over DDT to Rob Van Dam, and now Rey into the cover. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this season. So yeah, all of last season, we only had 2 NXT champions. Andre the Giant, the inaugural. Big E, the second. Ooh! Rey really managing to fight back. I felt for a minute, you know, that combination from Rob Van Dam, followed by the Rolling Thunder. I thought Van Dam pretty much had this one in the bag for a minute there, but... Mysterio has managed to turn this thing back around in his favor. Van Dam, as I said before, keeps going in for the kill, keeps going for those covers. Oh, Rey able to turn it around. Is this going to be enough? And Rey steals one over Rob Van Dam, and Van Dam back to his feet. He is frustrated. But you can't deny the wherewithal. That was very fast-paced. A little short-lived. I definitely hope we see more between these two in the future. Rey Mysterio, I think this is his first successful NXT Championship defense here tonight. Mysterio, as I mentioned before, really has had a great career resurgence here on NXT. It has been a huge turning point for him, and he is thriving here. Well, thank you all for watching NXT. Sorry this one was so short. I was expecting a little more out of that main event. That went very fast and very short. That's their style, I guess. And I'll see you guys on the final SmackDown before Payback.